Hey guys, welcome back to another mic check. We decided to use this as sort of a discussion video because we saw Murder in the Orient Express.
We got to see a rough cut screening of it.
Yeah, we
but
saw
now
an
it's
early
coming out.
screening, and we thought it was really good. Not really material for a real review, more just our initial thoughts about it. So, here you go.
What I really enjoyed about it, it felt authentic. I love Kenneth Branagh and the way he decides to shoot movies. Every one of his movies feels Shakespearean, but they also feel different, like Thor or Hamlet or Murder, you know, and it just feels really nice, and it's just a good movie to watch.
Would you mind if I join you? You're the world-famous detective, Hercule Poirot. Avenger of the innocent. Is that what they call you in the papers?
And you are innocent?
You're fun.
When you have a story from an author like Agatha Christie, it almost becomes not less about the story, but what you're gonna really choose to like or not like is how it's paced, how it's directed, and how it's shot. Like really like filmmaking style. Not that the story isn't important, it's just the story is such a classic and best-selling story that I think that that's a big thing about the film, is that the look and feel of it is very interesting.
A passenger has died. He was murdered.
But we both walked out surprised, and it was good.
Yeah, like if you saw the trailer and you thought that look and feel, if you think that the look of the feel is kind of dumb, I don't imagine you're gonna like the movie, because that's basically what you see is what you're gonna get.
But they had a good variety of casts, and they each had their own scene to go off of with the detective, which I really enjoyed as well.
Yeah, they utilized their Oscar nominees and up-and-coming young new talent very well in
exactly.
this movie.
One thing I was kind of walking into it afraid that it was going to be like Great Gatsby, ball. It was okay. It was going to be too modern. A hip-hop soundtrack that like, wow, look at me, and it was too showy. But it just wasn't. It was
This was
nice.
not. It stuck to the story, and it stuck to the acting chops of the all-star cast that they used.
Exactly.
That was it worked in that way.
A man was rummaging around my cabin in the middle of the night.
You are certain it was a man?
I know what it feels like to have a man in my bedroom.
I would like to go into negatives.
Let's go into negatives.
I think the marketing is kind of wrong. They did put a hip-hop song in there, and it didn't work. I think the rhythm does, but whatever. The instrumental, I think that
I agree.
They don't know how to utilize editing trailers nowadays, and with that, it's like, wow, it's like an action movie, and yes, the action is the weakest part because you're more involved in the dialogue actually, and the charisma of the different characters, and the backstory, how they're all connected. But there is a couple, I mean, the effects were not done when we saw it, but that's not really the point. There's like a fighting scene with an avalanche where like they're going off the train shooting people, and it kind of weakens some of the enjoyment, but then it goes back to the detective aspect of it.
My only real negative about this film, it's not even really a negative, it's sort of just a word of warning. If you don't like murder mysteries and you don't think that either you don't like Agatha Christie or you're just thinking, okay, this is just going to be a visual representation of the book. I haven't read the book, but I would imagine that that's kind of what it is.
We kind of had to in school.
Well, that's kind of what it is, which I think is kind of more like, that's not really a negative, it's actually kind of a positive in that they don't try to tamper with the natural progression of the mystery of the story, but it is kind of my personal negative.
What did you think of the dead man?
You leave her out of this.
Did he have enemies?
Pick a number.
This story already is at such a high level. The movie doesn't do much to raise it that much higher, but it's enough. What it does is enough.
The first act introduces the character, and it is one of the cooler introductions, but it may be a weaker scene in the film.
Yeah, it's they're good introduction scenes.
I mean, he's deducing, and it's when we're getting introduced by the detective, and he's like behind the wall trying to find out like with the shoe or something, from what I remember. And then we get to the train aspect, really nice. I like that I love that Johnny Depp scene at first before. Because in the trailer, he's the one who dies. That's not a big spoiler, but
I don't think it's a big spoiler either.
With the scene with him and the detective eating.
Sorry if it is.
I really like that scene, and saying like anyone could be the killer. I could be someone too. You never know.
I think actually, can we move on to the twist? Because I actually have something to say.
And then the ending's a twist. Yeah.
The real killer is right here. One of you people.
We're surrounded by lies.
I'm sleeping here, where everyone can see me. And I can see everyone.
The twist is great. It's pure Agatha Christie. I really can't say much more about it.
They take time setting it up, everything, and then they reveal. It's good. It's a great sequence.
That's the other thing too about this as well that I feel like I don't know if it's a testament more to the film or more to the book. I'm not sure how much they stretch these characters based on the actors, but every single character has a connection to what happened, and that connection fuels who that character is deep down, and you get to know, for the most part, a pretty large amount of characters in a 2-hour film. And
yeah,
I think
it wasn't a long movie.
That's
it was
a big element. The twist is very character-driven, and that's what I really like about this.
He doesn't just sit down the
character-driven.
character, he sits down the audience, and without Sherlock Holmesing everything, where it's like a recap of everything we just saw, based on the killer's perspective, the only flashback we get is a black and white scene of how and when the murder happened.
Exactly.
And it's great. It's really cool.
Who takes up the knife?
Do you have anything else to say about it? Because
I would go off a rating.
I would just say I would say full price. I'd say go see it in theaters.
Full price, absolutely. It's a nice, quiet movie, and when it is loud, it's not in the loud where it's like Michael Bay loud. It's authentic.
not like blood curdling shrieks and squeaky train gears
you're
like it is in the
involved
trailer.
in everything.
But you're involved, yeah.
Cannot trust a one. Another one?
It isn't a movie that you're gonna really remember next year, but at the end of the day, it's not gonna make my top 10. But I had a great time. And
it's a fun.
It's great.
It's a popcorn night.
I wouldn't mind watching it from time to time. It
Yeah.
was nice.
Yeah.
The murderer is on the train with us now. And every one of you is a suspect.
All right, so that's pretty much that's our overall thoughts. Like, see, brief, simple. If you were already planning on see it, we completely endorse it. If you're on the fence, we also endorse it. So as usual, before you go see a movie, check in with us first. Thanks. Bye.